everyone, welcome to Doing Dental School. My name is Kajal Khatri and I am a first-year student at Marquette University School of Dentistry, and today we're going to talk about how to choose a dental school. It is right around December 1st, which means that dental school acceptances are just starting to roll out, which is such an exciting time. I remember this day last year. I don't know. It was probably one of the best days of my entire life. And it's so cool seeing all of your dreams and all of your hard work come true. So congrats to everyone who has gotten an acceptance so far. And if you haven't yet, just be patient and don't worry, because this application process is really long, and there's a reason that the dental school application or the acceptance day is so early, because there is so much time until students actually start school and there's so much time left. So don't worry, and congrats to those who have gotten in so far. With all of that being said, I wanted to kind of go through, I remember at this time last year, I was kind of debating between a few dental schools and I didn't know what I wanted to do and how I wanted to go about choosing. And it took a really long time to kind of figure that out. I think for me, at least, I had until January 15th to decide for all of the schools I got into, and I took pretty much until January 15th to put in my deposit because I really wanted to be sure of my decision, because it is a really big decision. You're gonna kind of stay at whatever dental school you choose for the next 4 years. So it's a big decision, so take time and really think through it. Okay, so the first thing I would start to consider would be location. And that being said, that's a really big, broad topic. So think about, first of all, do you want to be close to your family? Do you want to kind of go a little bit farther? Where are all of your friends going after graduation? Or, where are all of your friends currently? Do you want to be close to them? Do you want to move away? Do you want to be somewhere warm? Do you want to be somewhere cold? Also think about how when you do go to dental school, wherever you go, you do build a lot of connections wherever that is. And so that might be a place that you might consider practicing in the future. So think about whether you could see yourself living there in the future as well. That being said, you don't have to live wherever you go to dental school, but you do make a lot of connections, and that's an easy way to kind of find opportunities after graduation as well. Second thing, and probably honestly the most important thing, would be cost. So dental school is expensive. Obviously, no matter where you go, it's going to be expensive, and it's a good chunk of money. So if you can be a little bit less in debt than you could be, maybe that's a really big part of your decision. So that was actually something that honestly completely made my decision for me, because I knew there was a $200,000 difference between one school and Marquette University, and that's a huge amount of money. That's a lot of money. And that's the $200,000 over 4 years. So that's a huge amount of money. And that was one reason that I chose not to go to that other school. One way that you can kind of figure out all of these costs, first of all, is there is an IDEA guide to dental school resource thing. I'll find it, and it is $25, but it's full access. They give you so much information. You might honestly have used it to figure out where you wanted to apply, but that has a really nice breakdown of how much you would pay each year at each school. Otherwise, just use the school's website, or they might have given you stuff during the interview process. So go through and just figure out how much you're actually gonna pay, even just per year and also over 4 years, because that is a really big chunk of money, and it's a really important factor in making this decision. Also with cost, I wanted to add that some schools do have in-state and out-of-state tuition, and I know a lot of people kind of in their mind are like, oh, after a year of living there, I'll apply for residency and then I can get in-state tuition. Make sure to double check with schools whether you are able to do that. Some schools don't allow you to do that. So however you applied, if you applied as an out-of-state student, your tuition is gonna remain out-of-state all 4 years. And some schools do let you change your residency from out-of-state to in-state. So just double check with schools. Don't just assume that you can apply for residency and your tuition will go down. So the next thing to take into consideration would be curriculum. So again, that's a really big, broad topic, but think about what are you looking for in your dental school education, and does that school have the capability to give you what you need? So if you're looking for something that's really research-based or really clinic-based or very service-based, does that school give you what you're looking for? The other thing also to consider is like what classes you actually take. Obviously you take very similar classes at all dental schools, but do they have something unique about their curriculum? I know some schools that I was looking at had like a block scheduling where you would take a few classes at a time and they would not go for very long, but you kind of like focus on a few subjects, whereas some schools, including Marquette University, where we take a lot of courses for a longer period of time, so you're focusing on a lot of things. What works best with your learning style? That's another thing to take into consideration. So really just looking at the curriculum and seeing how you learn best and whether that school can provide you with the resources that you need. The other thing that I would recommend is reach out to people who go to the schools that you're looking at. So, I mean, honestly, if you're looking at Marquette, feel free to reach out to me. And I know Haley Schultz on YouTube, she has made a few videos, which I'll link down below, where she kind of contacted different people from different dental schools and different areas within dentistry and their mentors, and you can reach out to them. She gives you all of their contact information. So feel free to look at that and reach out to people, because student perspectives are honestly like probably the most important, because you can really get an inside scoop of what the classes are like, and you can ask them all the questions that you want. Pick their brains. Like, it's a really good resource that you have, and that's something that's really beautiful about all of the dental students that are on Instagram and that are sharing so much of their life on Instagram and YouTube, where you can really learn from them and pick their brains. So as I said, if you're looking at Marquette, feel free to reach out to me. I would be more than happy to chat with you. So another thing to consider is class size. I know there are some schools that have really large class sizes. For example, NYU, I think their class size is around 300, whereas there are some schools who also have class sizes that are around 30 to 40. So figure out what environment you're going to thrive in most and what is going to really foster an environment where you can learn the best. And the last thing I would say would be to think back on your interview day and how you felt talking to students and the admissions committee, and how you felt even during the interview. Sometimes those feelings can be more important than the location or the cost or the curriculum. Sometimes those feelings just are an instinct that you know where you're supposed to go. Honestly, for me, I went to Marquette as an undergrad and I absolutely loved my undergrad experience. And I'm also from around 30 minutes away from Marquette. So when I was applying to dental school, I was really ready for a change of like going somewhere new and experiencing something amazing and great, and somewhere that's not really close to home. And when I went through my application process and my interviews, I felt such a sense of home at Marquette. When I was talking to the application, or talking to the admissions committee and the students, I felt this feeling during my interview that I did not feel anywhere else. And honestly, it might have been because it was a more familiar area to me and a more familiar like territory, but that's a huge thing that also swayed me in my decision of coming to Marquette, because I just had this feeling that I knew this is where I was meant to be. So sometimes those feelings are just so much more important than anything else that we've kind of covered in this video. So that's, again, just listen to your instinct. Sometimes you just know. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys and kind of gives you some sense of direction in making your decision. Again, I've probably said it a million times, but congratulations. You should be so proud of yourself. And if you have any questions, anything you want to like chat through or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. You can comment down below. You can DM me on Instagram, comment on Instagram, whatever. Just reach out to me. I would be more than happy to just like chat and talk. And I don't know, this is an exciting time. I would just love to like know what's going on in your heads. So, but yeah, as I said, feel free to reach out to me. And if you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.